Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Erica. Today is day number 2 of our 2026 Clean With Me series. So I know a lot of you would like to clean up and refresh your space at the beginning of the new year, so that's what this series is all about. I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks on how to clean up your space, reorganize it, and just make it really beautiful and functional for 2026 sewing projects. If you missed yesterday's video, I highly recommend to go back and start off with day number 1. We just did an overall take out the trash series where we got rid of any clutter that's made its way into our sewing space that doesn't belong there. I also want to mention that I have a free PDF download. I will link it below this video. It's basically just a daily checklist for you to follow along with our cleaning series, and you can just check off things each day. Not only is checking them off like good motivation, but it also just gives you a nice little guide of things to come. You can work ahead, you can take your time, you can do it all in one day. It's totally up to you. Okay, so let's talk about day number 2. So the next couple days are probably going to be our most time-consuming days, but they're really going to be worth it in the long run. So today we're going to be doing yardage. Tomorrow we're going to be working on like fat quarters and the smaller cuts, and then lastly we'll be working on our scraps. And I think getting all of that fabric organized is really going to help your space be more functional. And I did want to mention that I do have a video on how I store, fold, and keep my yardage all organized here on YouTube, so I will link that somewhere here or at the end of the video. Now, depending on what kind of sewer you are, this might be a little bit different, because if you are doing garment sewing, you might have a little bit of a different system. You might need to store your yardage by type, like your knits and your cottons and things like that. I like to store my yardage by color because I only have quilting cotton, so it's really easy. I don't have a lot of different types of fabric. And how I store them are on my IKEA Calyx shelving units. If you have the Billy shelves or any kind of shelving, that can be really helpful. Also, clear Rubbermaid bins can be really helpful as well. Anything that you can be able to see through, for me anyway, is key. I like to be able to see my things. If I can't see them, in my mind, they like don't exist anymore. And on my yardage shelves goes anything that's about a yard or more. If it's a half a yard or less, I usually store that in my fat quarter or smaller cuts storage, and we'll be talking about that tomorrow. So today I'm just talking about anything that's kind of a lot of yardage, so anything that you could maybe use for like borders and backings. Now I have a whole video here on YouTube showing you how I fold my yardage, and so I will link that for you so you can check it out. I also like to store my yardage, if necessary, on comic book boards. I find that those are really nice to keep my yardage, to give my yardage a little bit of structure for storage, but they're really nice and thin, and so they don't take up a lot of space. I've seen a lot of people using the foam core boards, which is a great idea because you can pin into that foam to keep your fabric organized. However, that foam also takes up a lot of space, and I personally don't have enough space to be able to do that. If you do and you like the foam, go for it. I think the comic book boards are a lot easier to use. They take up a lot less space, and they're also really inexpensive. You can get like 100 of them for like, I think it's like $5 or $6. So really inexpensive way to store it. If it's something that can stand up on its own, like a 5-yard cut, I do not use those. I just use them for fabric that's just not quite enough and super flimsy, needs a little bit of structure to help stand up. The other tip I have is to try and fold everything the same way for your space. So whatever kind of storage space you have, figure out the best way to fold an item so that it takes up like from edge to edge of maybe your scrap bin or your cubby, and then fold all of the items that exact same way. Once your fabric is folded the same way, it just inherently looks more organized. Even if they're not all the same size cuts, it just looks a lot more organized and neat. So I try to fold all mine up about the same size, and then like I said, I stack them vertically like library books in my Calyx unit shelves, and I just start off from light and work my way to dark, kind of in rainbow color order. That's why it's really easy for me to find a color if I need it, and I can tell if I don't have that color and I need to go and purchase something. The other thing that keeping your fabric organized like that does is help keep you from buying duplicates and things that you already have you just can't find in your stash because it's an unorganized mess. So I highly recommend putting them by color, and then maybe by type, like I said, if you need to, and again, folding them all the same size. All those things should really help your area look a lot neater. So today we're going to be going through all of our yardage. You're going to ask yourself, can I live without this item? If you can't live without it, put it in the keep pile. If you can live without it and you think somebody else might enjoy it, make sure to put that fabric in your donate pile. And I do fold that up nicely so I'm not just dumping a bunch of trash in a donate pile for somebody else to go through. So fold that all up, put it into your donate cardboard box or however you're donating, and then anything that you're going to keep, same thing, make sure you fold it up all nicely, figure out how you want to store it and fold it, get it folded, sorted by color or type or whatever works for you, and you can just leave that set aside if you need to until we get the rest of our room cleaned out, and then we can bring that stuff back in and figure out the best way to organize it in our space. Don't forget to grab the free PDF download below this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're going to enjoy our Clean With Me series here on YouTube, and at the end we'll have a really pretty and functional sewing space to use throughout the year of 2026. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun. And then I will meet you back here tomorrow for day number 3 in our Clean With Me series. I also want to mention that I do have a free